Hey everyone, welcome back to another Minecraft mod review. Today we are going to be taking a look at the Endergetic Expansion Mod by the Abnormal team, who are an excellent group of mod developers that create many vanilla enhancing mods. You may recognise them from one of their most popular mods, the Buzzy or Bees mod. Well, in Endergetic Expansion, the team focused on adding more life and detail into the end dimension, with a brand new biome, the Poisson Forest, which we're in right now, and 2 new mobs. This mod also features many little tweaks that make going to the end so much more enjoyable, such as balloons and a brand new armor piece. If you do end up enjoying this overview, feel free to subscribe. I like to go over tons of vanilla enhancement mods for Minecraft Java Edition, so do stick around if you like that sort of stuff. However, let's just take a look around this biome just now because it has included some new ambience, and it's just a really nice looking place, especially with the shaders on. And that was the brand new Poisson Forest biome with its ambience, and I think the creators just did an amazing job with this thing, both in the visual and the audio fronts of this place. I think it looks amazing, and we can see some of the new mobs around here, and some of the new blocks as well. It's just abundant with things to look for and explore here. But without further ado, I think we should just hop into a testing world for now, and just take a look at what sort of things this mod has to offer. Quickly before we leave, this mod actually adds a couple new things in the main end island. So instead of being obsidian, this the gateway to the outer end is actually made out of a brand new block called mystical obsidian, and it is treated the same as bedrock, so it's you can't mine it. And we also have the mystical obsidian wall, as well as the obsidian lantern on the top and the bottom of this thing, and I think it looks really cool. It's nice to see that they actually replaced the new things, the portal stuff. But we also have here the crystal holder, and you can place end crystals in this as you would, and it will be placed inside this new block here, which just looks really cool. And this goes for all of them, and they also are purple flames now, which just look great. I think these are really cool, some of these new designs. And we can also see down here we have a podium for resurrecting the Ender Dragon. So we have a couple new blocks here. We have the mystical obsidian rune, which just makes up the portal frame here, and we also have the activated mystical obsidian rune. And you can go ahead and you can place your end crystals on here to do the satanic ritual and recreate the Ender Dragon boss fight. And I think that these additions are just really cool and make just coming here a little bit more exciting. Yeah, that's pretty much all this part of the end has to offer. So let's, as I said, hop into that testing world. So here we are in our testing world, taking a look at some of the new stuff that this mod has to offer. And as we can see, there is a whole new range of stuff. There's quite a lot of stuff to go through, but each and everything is very exciting. So without further ado, first off, we have some of the new blocks, and these are the Poisson wood blocks. So this is the sort of stuff you can find within the Poisson Forest biome itself in the end. And starting off, we have the stripped Poisson stem, which is of course created by just right-clicking your axe on the new the Poisson stem here, which is basically what all the trees is made out of, and I think it is a very nice looking block. It almost looks like basalt, actually. It reminds me of basalt at the top. A very nice purple there. Here we have the Poisson wood, which is of course created by just putting 4 of these together, and gives you the texture of the wood all the way around. Here we have the glowing Poisson wood, which is created by creating 4 of the glowing Poisson stems, and getting yourself 3 of these out. And these just appear randomly actually in the trees, and they give off this very nice looking particle effect and little purple bubbles. I think look really cool. They're also a light source, so note that. But these appear all across the Poisson Forest biome in the end as part of the trees. Now, out of these blocks, you can craft yourself the Poisson plank set. Now, this is a full range of blocks. There's everything here. So we have the Poisson planks, we have the trapdoor, we have the Poisson bush, which is or Poisson bush, sorry, which could just be found within the biome, which also gives off particles. We also have here Poisson moss, and this is what almost the grass equivalent of the end is. Very, very nice. We have the slab, we have the sign, the door, we have a trapped chest and a normal chest, a boat as well, which is highly unusual for some new wood types don't even bother adding boats, but we have it here. We have the fences, we have the fence gates, the trapdoor, which I like a lot, the stair, and of course the button as well. So a whole new set, and this actually makes a new sound, doesn't it? Yeah, that's a new sound. So yeah, very cool. That is the entire Poisson wood set, and a very nice purple and lots of detail in there. Onto here we have some of the blocks that you can find in the Poisson Forest. This is of course the Poisson moss that we saw earlier on, which is essentially just the grass equivalent of the end. We also have here Emis Poisson moss, which is one of the other variants of grass that you can find within there. Very, very nice indeed. And this is the Poisson cluster, and this can be found actually on the trees itself at the top. And it's a really strange block, it's see-through. And it also makes a very weird noise when you place it, but it looks cool. I think I do quite like it, and it almost looks like a slime block, but you can't. It's not bouncy. That's the only difference between that there, and yeah, it looks good. It looks good. So that is the sort of stuff you can find within the Poisson Forest biome itself, and I think you can make some really cool things with this actually, like a kind of foggy floor or something. Build up layers of this to make it look foggy. Could be quite interesting. We also have on from this the Emis variant. So Emis is actually a block that you're going to, or Emis, sorry, is a block that you'll find with it as clusters within the end islands, and it is just going to appear randomly, and it looks like almost looks like stone, but it has the dirt place and break effect, which is quite interesting. And of course, out of this we can craft Emis bricks, and this is just crafted out of the bricks itself, which is created by smelting this. And out of these Emis bricks we can craft all sorts of blocks. So here we have the cracked Emis bricks, which if I pull up the menus here, we will see we can where is it? Emis bricks. So yes, the Emis bricks is the 4 Emis bricks together, and that is created like so. And the cracked Emis bricks is just created by smelting a piece of Emis brick down into a furnace, and that will give you your cracked ones. And obviously the chiseled one is 2 slabs put together, and the slabs is of course just 3 of the bricks put together on a crafting table. We can see their crafting recipes here. So here we have the chisel, which is just the 2 slabs, the slab, which is 3 bricks, and the stair, which is just the of course the default stair recipe, but replaced with these bricks. And here it is here. But I do like these textures a lot. We also have the wall here, which is of course just 6 Emis bricks put together as you would with any other wall. But I like these bricks a lot actually. They're almost like, they remind me of purple nether brick actually. They look like purple variants of nether brick. It's an interesting block, and I think you could definitely make some cool, interesting buildings out of it. Moving on, we have some of just a bit more detail added to the default vanilla blocks here. So we have the cracked endstone bricks, and we have chiseled endstone bricks, which is nice to see that they've done this because vanilla doesn't have this. And of course, cracked endstone bricks is created by smelting endstone bricks, and the chiseled one is created by putting 2 endstone brick slabs together to get yourself chiseled endstone bricks. So that is some of the new vanilla kind of building off of vanilla blocks we can find. Onto here we have some new plants. So we have, this is the tall Poisson bush. You're going to find this all throughout the Poisson Forest. It looks very, very nice. And we also have this overworld korok blocks. Now there are actually 3 korok variants, but they're biome specific, so I didn't place them down. But this is the overworld variant. So we have the overworld korok, and we have the overworld korok crown, which look really, really cool. And we can actually have a look at the End and Nether variants, which are the other two variants. So here we have the overworld Korok, the Nether Korok, sorry, which is a darker kind of redder colour. We also have the End Korok, which is a kind of a purpley, tubey look sort of thing. We also have the Nether Korok Crown, which is like a flaming variant of the other one. Looks really, really nice. And the End Korok Crown, which is a purple variant. So very nice stuff indeed. And I like these new plants. It's nice to see that they're adding new plants. Of course, the End and Nether variants can be found in their respective dimensions. On from that, we have a few new light sources, and these are inspired by the Soul Sand, or the Soul light variant. So we have the Ender Campfire, which is just really, really cool. Emits this glowing purple light. And we have the Ender Lantern as well as the Ender Torch. And we also have the Ascidian Lantern. Now, onto how to craft these things. First of all, the Ender Campfire has multiple variants, so we can see here it can be crafted with a ton of different recipes really, but here you can see a few of them there, so it's quite easy to craft, no coal involved whatsoever. On from that we have the, if we go to the lantern, here's the lantern here, we need to combine a piece of obsidian with some dragon's breath, so that's quite an expensive recipe. That is going to be a limited supply in your world because you can only fight the Ender Dragon 20 times. Or maybe you can't fight him 20 times, but I think the gates, only 20 gates will appear. I'm not really too sure about that, but that's quite an expensive recipe, but it does look very, very cool. And on from that we have the lantern, which is just iron nuggets surrounded, or an ender torch surrounded by iron nuggets, and the ender torch is crafted with one endstone, one stick, and one coal, or swapping that out with poismus or eumus poismus. So yeah, quite simple crafting recipes there, and they all look very, very cool. I love the detail on the fire, the campfire here underneath, licking the edge of it like it's kind of burning away there, and I think it looks very, very cool, as well as this lantern as well. On from this we have the brand new Bloom Bud, and this is a new type of plant thing that can be found within the end, and something can actually spawn in this, which we'll get onto later. A very useful item can spawn within this thing. It will fold open, and it will spawn a couple of new items, a new food type. And speaking of balloons, he's despawned for some reason, but I did have one here, so I'm gonna pull him up again. But I did have him. Let me just get the spawn eggs for this balloon. But there is a brand new mob associated with that's the Puffbug. A brand new mob associated with the end, which we can find here, the buffalo, sorry, at the balloon. And if we just grab the barrier blocks, so I know where I'm placing this, in here, we put him down there, and he's going to suffocate for some reason. Yeah, I'd rather you didn't do that, mate. There we go. So once we have him in safe and sound, we can see that once the barrier blocks disappear, he looks amazing. I love this guy. The detail is just amazing. He looks like some sort of weird spider. And this man right here is actually hostile. So not only will he jump at you, he has this other form, which is really, really creepy. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get myself a netherite sword, and we're going to pop ourselves into survival mode and let this guy loose. And we'll just see how weird this thing is. And it will go in the air and basically ground pound onto the ground and launch you into the air. I don't know why I just tried to put myself into creative, but here we go. We can see if we get into aggro, maybe by swiping him. Yes, he's going to do that, and that is terrifying. Frankly, that is horrible. And he's gonna slam into the ground and actually launches into the air, like that. There we go, and he does a lot of damage as well. That's a good few amount of hearts, and if he comes back down again, we can see that is a lot of damage. And then obviously we take a lot of fall damage as well. So this guy is deadly. And what this guy drops is if we can kill him, which I highly doubt we're going to be able to. Nope, never mind, we're not going to be able to kill him. Yeah, so he's quite powerful. And that is the brand new Buffalo, which is a really, really interesting mob, hostile as well. So do be careful when you're exploring. And you see that guy, definitely have a bow handy, because he is rather difficult to kill with a sword. But on from him, if I just put myself back into creative, so I can wander about without the fear of being jumped. On from that mob, we have some of the new things associated with the buffalo, and he's despawned again. I give up. But we have here the buff block, and this is crafted with buffalo hide, sorry, and the buffalo hide is dropped from the buffalo itself. It can be dropped in, I think it's maximum. It can vary, but it's not. He won't drop one. He'll drop more than one. And this block is crafted just with 4 buffalo hides like that, and it looks quite weird actually. It's almost like a bug carcass. And what will happen is if you walk towards it, it will actually expand and hit you. So we can see here, as I walk towards it, it's actually going to launch me up into the air a little bit. So it's quite cool actually. You can jump on it and it'll bounce you. It's like a trampoline. It looks really, really cool, and I like it a lot. So that is the buffalo, the buff block. And another thing we have to do with the buffalo is the balloon fruit, and this will actually grow within this this plant itself. Now we can't make it, but it will actually unfold, and this fruit will grow in it. And we actually saw that in the little cinematic we had. This stuff was growing, and what happens if we eat this? We're going to see it actually going to give us a temporary levitation effect for a few seconds. So it's quite cool actually. It gives the effect of a shulker. I like that one a lot. And now perhaps the most interesting thing is the buffalo vest here, and this is crafted simply by combining a few buffalo hides, so 7 buffalo hides with a buff block. So kind of difficult to get. You're going to need to kill a lot of those things. But once we equip this, what we're going to see is I can now jump in the air. It's going to expand. It looks really, really funny when it does it. But we're going to see if I can. I'll go into survival because it'll be easier in case I make myself fly in creative mode. But if we pop ourselves into survival here and we start wandering about, we're going to see that we can just jump in the air as much as we want. Very, very cool. It will of course recharge, so don't just spam it because it will have to recharge. I think it's 5 in total that you can do it with before it just gives up. But really, really cool. This would be so good for getting across like ravines and stuff. You see a ravine, you haven't got planks, you can just go boom, you can just double jump across it. Or, quadruple jump or however much it is. But I love this. This is really, really cool. Yeah, it's got pretty good durability too, and of course the durability is measured by each jump that you take. Or I think it takes 2 off. And of course it gives you armor as well, plus 3 armor. So interesting, really, really interesting. I think that's a very cool thing and a really, really creative idea from the team. But that is the buffalo vest. So we'll go back into creative and we'll take this off, just so we don't accidentally do anything. But on from the buffalo stuff, we have one of the something associated with the other brand new mob, which is the Puffbug Hive. And not only can this be draped from blocks, it can also be placed on the ground like so. And this is where the puff bugs will live. And what you can actually do is take a bottle, which is another thing to do with the puff bug. You can take a bottle. If I do it like this, actually, if we just get a bottle out of here, we can come over to here to one of these puff bugs, which is the new mob, and they live in these hives, and they latch onto the hives, and they take things, become what they are like this. Excuse the names. I was just messing around, but we can see we can actually pick them up in a bottle, and we have a bottle of puff bug now. And when we right click, we can place them back down, so we can take them home from the end and bring them back to the overworld to get them as pets, which I think is really, really cool. I really like that a lot. And these guys are not hostile, but don't break their hives because that's mean. So that is the new puff bugs, and I think they look really cool. I love the wee particle effect, and they give off a light source. And it just makes the end look a bit more magical, I think, and mysterious. So that is the new puff bugs. They look really, really cool. One of the last things, but not least anyway, is the new balloons. We here are the balloons, kind of a tongue twister. But these are probably my favourite thing to do with this mod. And what you can do is you can take these balloons, and they come in all variants. And how you craft these is simply with a balloon fruit, like we were talking about earlier on, and 2 string. And then you have yourself a balloon. And to craft the colour variants, just combine your balloon with a red dye or an orange dye or any dye that you want for whatever balloon you want. But if we right click this just in the air on ourselves, we're going to see that a balloon is going to pop above our head. And if we jump, we will slowly fall towards the ground. And this is really useful, so if it's almost like a parachute. If you're jumping off something, you can just activate your balloons and you'll take a much slower fall. It could be very useful for fighting Ender Dragon, although the first time you fight him, obviously you won't have them. But we can actually add as many as we can here, and we can add up to 5, and you'll get a new achievement when you add the max here, and we're going to keep going up into the air pretty much forever. And once you're fed up with these balloons taking you up, all you can do is look up and punch them away, and they will get destroyed like so. But do be warned, because you will just fall straight down to the surface here, and of course flying enabled, so that will be the reasoning there. But it is an interesting, very interesting item here, and it does seem as if it gives you a temporary fall damage reduction, or that could just because yeah, that definitely gives you like a temporary slow falling effect, so it's a very interesting thing. What you can also do with this balloon is attach it to mobs. So if I can get a bow, because none of us like villagers here, we can attach balloons to the villager, and it'll launch him up into the air. And once he's high enough, we can simply just shoot him. So if you're ever annoyed with villagers, just attach a couple of balloons to them, and raise them up into the air, and they can float away into space for all eternity and then suffocate. It's a very nice thing to do. And if we just shoot his balloons here, we'll see that he will just fall down like so. If he just punches the thing, there we go. He will just fall. He's going to have a little minor slow falling effect, but he will just fall down here, and then he will float up into the air for all eternity, which is quite a nice thought. But on from that, the last thing we have is the new music disc that comes with this pack. And yes, this effect is quite long lasting, which is cool to see. But this is the last thing that this mod has to offer, which is the music disc, and it's called Mr. Job by Kilobyte. And it's quite an interesting one actually. Not many mods add new music discs. End Remastered, which is the last mod review I did, that one did add a new music disc, but this one has its own one as well, and we can take a listen to it right now by popping it into the jukebox, and it does sound quite nice. So yeah, that is about it for this mod. Very, very cool mod, I think, if you're looking for just a simple mod that will enhance going to the end and exploring the end with all these new types of blocks and a couple of new mobs as well. So yeah, as I said, vanilla enhancement mod, and a very good job at the Abnormals team as always. They do really make the best mods for vanilla enhancements. I'll leave a link to their page, their YouTube channel, and the link to download this mod as well, so you guys can check it out. Definitely all the credit goes to them, because this is just a great mod, as well as all their other ones. And I might take a look at some of their other ones later, because they have got a few. They've got quite a few. But that's about it for this mod. So once again, if you did enjoy, please feel free to subscribe. It would be much appreciated. But as always, thank you for checking out, and I will see you guys later.